Are you a life path 3 and looking for the life path 3 meaning? Trust that you were guided to this video to find out about the life path number 3 meaning. If you want to learn how to calculate your life path number, the link to that video is provided in the description below. To receive more videos on numerology, life path and angel number meanings, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell. The life path number, also known as the destiny number, is the number that results from the numerological reduction of your date of birth. It offers insight about the core of your personality and gives you a greater understanding of the pathway to success in your life. If your life path number is 3, you are driven by creativity. The numerology definition of 3 is the number of creation. You are a romantic in the historical sense of the word. You believe in the importance of self-expression. How you choose to express yourself varies with the individual, but all life path 3s should have some form of creativity that conveys their feelings to the outside world. Your sense of introspection is very well tuned, although never self-indulgent. You can self-criticize very effectively, but you don't wallow in it. Life path, or destiny number 3, is the path of the artist. You are excellent at communication, in the forms of visual and performing art, writing, speaking, and presentation. As a life path 3, you are very charismatic, which draws people to you and your creations. You are optimistic and generous, and always take the best possible view towards your fellow people. You can let a lot slide off your back, and aren't much of one for holding a grudge, unless someone has really done you wrong. Live for the moment is your life motto. You are much more interested in making the most out of today rather than limiting yourself for the sake of improving your chances tomorrow. You want to live each day with joy and wonder. As a life number 3, you have a childlike sense of awe about the world, your fellow humans, and nature. Your joie de vivre is infectious, but unfortunately, it's far from unusual for you to end up shooting yourself in the foot by living today so fully that you end up compromising your tomorrows. Handling money is a challenge for you, since you'd always rather spend than save. You're not the best at shouldering responsibility, and when you feel bored, emotionally wounded, or artistically repressed, you can tend to withdraw and become moody. It takes a lot to get you down like this, but once you're down, you can sulk with the best of them. Using numerology, people on life path 3 can come to have a better, more rounded understanding of their own natural, creative, and artistic personality traits. By learning about these, you can then find the best way to use them to find success and achieve your goals. When you unlock the meaning of life path 3, and come to a fuller understanding of how it affects your outlook on life, you can use the positive points of life path 3 to your advantage, and find ways to avoid becoming entrapped by the negative parts. Life path number 3 in love and romance. A successful relationship for a 3 should be one that builds on your sense of optimism, joy, and creativity. You will be happiest with a fellow spontaneous soul. Although someone too wild, another 3, for example, can sometimes cause problems because there is no grounding thread to the relationship. A bit of grounding is important, but too much can be exhausting for a 3. No matter who you decide to get into a relationship with, your individual self-expression will remain very important to you, and you're not likely to want to give your whole self over to another person. Your individuality is too important to you for that. This is absolutely fine, of course, but make sure that your partner is on the same page as you about this. You wouldn't want to get into a romance with a 2, and then not understand why they're upset at you all the time. You will have great success in relationships with 5s, as they are spontaneous and adventurous, and have just as much of that live in the moment attitude as you do. There will never be a dull moment in your relationship, although there might be a few scares, because you both live life so fully that you can sometimes get yourselves or each other in trouble. Life number 7 is also an excellent choice for a relationship with a 3, for they are very thoughtful and intuitive, and will bring out your creative and artistic side. They're not much for the wild and crazy lifestyle that you might want to live, but the two of you can strike a very happy balance. Your emotional styles are very compatible, and you will not be at all inclined to fight or drift apart. Relationships with the more practical signs, like 4 and 8, may cause issues, because they will be constantly compelled to criticize you for your flakiness, and you might simply find them mind-bendingly boring. Your attitudes towards the world are simply in complete opposition to each other, and you struggle to reconcile them. It's worth having a couple of these numbers in your life, since they can bring you down into the real world when you start to float away, but romances with them aren't generally in either of your best interests. You just don't have the same innate opinions about the world, or about how relationships should work, and it can be extremely tiring to share a life together. A note: remember, as always, that numerological compatibility is not a substitute for the human factor that makes all of us unique. Always take personal variations into account. For personalized guidance, consider taking the free personalized numerology report. Link in the description below. Life path number 3 in careers and business. In numerology, 3 is a very independent number and not one that fits nicely into other people's categories. This is great for art, but not so great for business. Many 3s have difficulty choosing a career, settling into a job, or persisting along one job path for very long. However, with an understanding of your path meaning, you can avoid some of the issues that so many 3s face in the workplace. It is absolutely crucial that you consider your career path long and hard. Follow your passion may seem like good advice, but the problem is that your passions change quickly, frequently, and unexpectedly. Following your passion today might lead to a job that means nothing to you tomorrow. Everyone's path will be unique, of course, but you will be best served by taking a few things into account. First, what common threads connect most of your past interests? Some 3s are driven by art, some by humanitarian efforts, some by working with other people. Second, seek out work that changes frequently. You aren't the best suited to work that has you doing more or less the same thing every day. Work that involves solving problems and puzzles may appeal. For example, coordination positions for the more social 3s, or web development for the more technologically inclined. Third, do your best to find a career that gives you some free time to pursue other interests. Contract or freelance work can be extremely attractive, since you can take breaks between projects to travel, volunteer, or pursue other interests. Being self-employed isn't always the best idea, though, because you may find that without someone breathing down your neck once in a while, the boring parts of work may not get done on time, or at all. It's a rare and lucky life path 3 who has a job that they're willing to dedicate their whole lives to for many years. The majority are happier when they have space to do some other things. Finally, seek work with people who have playful attitudes, and an appreciation for your creative spirit. Working with a bunch of dull co-workers is even worse to many life path 3s than doing work that you don't enjoy. Good, exciting people can inject joy into even the dullest tasks. You will almost definitely want to spend some time experimenting with different career paths. While this is fine for a time, beware of spending too much time experimenting. It's tempting to drop every job when it gets dull, but this won't serve you well in the long run, because even the best job will have dull days, and sometimes it's better to push through those than start all over again. Final thoughts. Can you feel the power of your life path number 3? Are you a creative and spontaneous soul with a great interest in artistic and intellectual pursuits? Do you sometimes struggle to stay dedicated to a single path, and tend to take a grass is always greener attitude? How will you harness your destiny number's natural energy to fulfill your goals and reach your dreams? Please leave your comments or questions in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed learning about Life Path 3. If this video has been useful or enjoyable to you in any way, please like and share it, as this helps us grow our channel.